Good afternoon. This is Sam Vaughn for Sam Sports Report. We're going to go over the NHL and the baseball and NBA. The Blues win Game 7 last night. They had a 1-0 lead. Winnipeg Jets came back to tie it at 1. The St. Louis Blues scored 4 in the second period, and they go ahead 5-1. The Winnipeg Jets would take a goal, but that wasn't enough. 5-2 Blues. The Colorado Avalanche start tonight. Game 7. Players to watch out for: Nathan McKinney and Matt Duchich. Again, Game 7 face-off from Dallas is at 7 o'clock. It's at Game 7. Colorado Avalanche and Dallas Stars. NBA Rockets. They were down 3-1, had to come back from the series, and they did last night as they finally came to even it all at 3 on the road, in fact, in Golden State. Fred VanVleet led the Rockets with 30. The Warriors were outscored by 6 in the fourth quarter, and they were down just 2 going into the fourth. Again, final score was 115-107 was the final. In Game 7, the Clippers will play the Nuggets. Players to watch out for in the series: James Harden and Nikola Jokic. Harden averages 23 and rounding up, Jokic averages 30. The rest of the starting lineups: guard Jamal Murray, Christian Braun will play the guard, Michael Porter Jr., former Missouri Tiger, will play the forward, Aaron Gordon will play the forward, and Nikola Jokic, who we mentioned, will play the center. For the Clippers, guard James Harden, Kristen Dunn guard, Norman Powell guard, forward Kawhi Leonard, and Ivic Zubac. Game time, 6:30, TNT True TV. We are at the point of a grading card for the first month of baseball in April. It was given out yesterday, but did not get time to go through it. The Detroit Tigers are an A. They have hitting and pitching and may run away with the AL Central. San Francisco Giants. President Willie Adams was one of the big offseason moves. They have been below replacement value according to Baseball Reference. Justin Verlander is winless at 4.99. Meanwhile, Jung Ho has been the MVP, and the bullpen has been outstanding. Put it away. The Giants and Dodgers don't meet for the first time until June 13th. The series might be a lot more interesting than we thought before the season started. The Chicago Cubs finished with an A after falling apart. Teams slowly fell apart and players drifted. Now teams across the league, the Cubs became not only the mid-core out, not very interesting team. This team is better, and a whole bunch of the Cubs are scoring runs in bunches. Pete Croman Armstrong is one of those players you can't keep your eye on. And Kyle Tucker is playing MVP level. They had a strong April despite tough schedule. They're already done with the Dodgers and Padres and Diamondbacks. For example, the season-ending injury Justin Steele was a huge loss. The bullpen is a concern, but looks like they could win its full season division since 2017. The San Diego Padres are an A-. Padres trying with Yulia Gurriel and Brandon Lockridge and Gavin Sheets, Martin Mando, Eli's, and Jason Hayward. I was not impressed with the Padres. They won that day on opening day, 7-0. Their fantastic month has continued. It's been about Fernando Tatis and Nick
Pivetta.
and bullpen in the majors. San Diego has managed to overcome early injuries to Jackson, but we'll see how the lack of depth holds up over 262 games. Current rating at A-. The Yankees are a B+, quite the roller coaster of the storyline for the Yankees. Garrett Cole is a season-ending injury before the season even started. Torpedo bats have been part of the story for the Yankees. The new bats they are using: Giancarlo Stanton has a tennis elbow, been rushing it. Trent Gramson suddenly turning into Mickey Mantle. Devin Williams, the closer. Max Fried is sitting with a 1.50, 1.19 ERA. And Aaron Judge is Aaron Judge. Better every season, it seems like. Even though that may not be possible, it seems like he does it anyways. His 2025 hitting is better than his 2024 hitting so far. The Mariners, B+, your fun stat. The Mariners, second in the May team, is known for its starting pitching and actually be a good offensive team. You certainly wouldn't have said that the first 2 weeks of the season, when playing primarily at home, the Mariners started at 4-8 and were just hitting 200. Since they've won the series in Raw, despite losing starting right fielder Victor Robles and second baseman Ryan Billis to that nearly season-long. Mirza is 11 for 11 save opportunities. Seattle has been without George Kirby all the season, and the roster's depth will know further tested as Logan Gilbert just hit the injured list first time in his career. The Athletics are a B. The starting rotation has been a little bit rickety, and the defense's metrics are worst. The majors, and it would help that they're calling up Nick Kurtz to play first base and Tyler Sodrum. The outfield has never played this exciting young lineup worth checking out. Nordstrom and Brent Rocker have been mashing home runs. Jacob Wilson is contact from Joe Schul School of Hitting. Look him up. Lawrence Butler is getting going, and now Kuntz, the fourth number overall pick last year's draft, will get an opportunity to play in the minor leagues, add an additional elements of area. The defensive probably prevents this team from being a surprise in the playoffs contender, but it also wouldn't be shocking if that does happen, if they are able to go far in the playoffs. The Los Dodgers started 8-0, but have been sorts of mediocrity since, going joint issues. Blake Snell is out with a shoulder inflamed and hasn't pitched since April 2nd. Tyler Glasnow has pitched 18 innings in 5 starts and landed on start with got hammered, leading to a couple of early bullpen games. Already Max Muncy just hit his first home run. Michael Coren is struggling. Mookie Betts hasn't heated up yet. Rocky Safaro hasn't won a game in 6 starts, and the bench every bit as bad as it appears. All the Dodgers are still in first place and on pace to win 110 games. The first game today for the Cardinals, Royals, and Cubs will be the Cardinals and Mets. Mets are 22-11. Meanwhile, the Cardinals are 14-19. Game is in St. Louis, 1:15. Starting pitchers are Taylor McGill has a very good ERA of 1.74. Eric Fetty has an ERA in the high 460s at 4.68. Game time 1:15 from Busch Stadium. The Cubs play a night game tonight against the Brewers. 6:10. Jamin Talon will go for the Cubs. Jose Quintana will go for the Brewers. Quintana has an ERA of 1.14. Talon has an ERA of 4.41. Game time for Milwaukee is at 6:10. The Royals will play the Orioles on Fox Baseball tonight. The Royals lost last night by a score of 3-0. The Royals still need to get their bats going, as that seems to be the weak part of the team so far. KC is 17-16. Baltimore is 13-18. Chris Bubik, who has been very good in baseball, had a kind of a rough start. In his last game, he is 2-2, 2.525 ERA. Tomaki Sugo is a 3-1 with a 3.00 ERA. Game time 6:15. That's Sam Bond Sports and Baseball.